Hey folks, Stay Hiker from the 6 here. I am at the Outdoor Adventure Show, which is on this weekend in Toronto, and I've got a discount code for admission tickets, which you'll find in the description. I'll put it up on the screen as well. You can get $2 off a daily admission. This show's got everything to do with travel. Virtually every region of Canada is here. Newfoundland's got a massive display, and virtually every country or area in the world. There's tons of tour companies here. There's also lots of camping gear, tents. You've got scuba diving gear, you've got backpacking gear, you've got e-bikes, lots of paddle stuff as well. They've even got seminars, which you can hear in the background right now. I'm going to show you a few highlights that I've seen as I've gone through the show. I'm with Dave Cook of Dreamcatcher Trailers. It's a trailer built in London, and I was hoping you could just show us a little bit of your invention, Dave.
Okay. So I handcraft all these trailers. 2 at a time. It takes me about 6 weeks. So everything's not done assembly line style. So, and this is my kitchen, which is all slide outs. Your slide out sink. Your slide out stove. Then your dramatic slide out fridge. And then your con cooler. And then we have lots of storage inside. This trailer has 38 gallons of water on board with a 6-gallon pneumatic water heater. It's got 11,000 BTU furnace, and it's fully insulated and fully heated. The trailer has 2 configurations for the bedroom. It can be in the bed position or in a table position. So we put all the water in a heated space so that you can winter camp. We've done an aluminum frame to keep the weight down, so it's a continuous aluminum frame, all welded. We're using a torsion axle that we can adjust if you need to. If you want more ground clearance, we can turn it down actually, but it's nice and tucked up to the frame. The trailer is Baltic birch base that's all glued and screwed and routed in. And then we do an insulation cladding, and then we waterproof the whole thing with a blue skin membrane, and then we skin it with aluminum, powder coated aluminum, and then checker plate roof. The whole trailer's R5, and the floor is R12. So.
And you were saying Algonquin in the winter, the furnace is just running very periodically, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Excellent.
5 minutes every hour.
Yeah. So how long would a propane tank last you?
A year.
That's awesome.
It's a standard barbecue tank, 20 pound. Typically, I fill it once a year.
Wow. That's awesome. And you have solar on this unit as well, right?
So we use the Renogy 100 amp hour lithium ion battery, and then we use the Renogy 100 watt suitcase panel. And I've gone 2 weeks off grid.
Just, I don't know if you can see it on camera, guys, but the craftsmanship is top notch. I mean, the fit and finish inside looks fantastic. So I appreciate you showing us your trailer, Dave.
Thank you.
I'm at the Cablz booth at the Toronto Outdoor Show, and this is Tim Burks, and he is going to show us the Cablz product. And I always have the problem my glasses falling off on the trail. And this solves that problem. He's going to give us a little demo. Has lots of other benefits as well, which he'll talk about. Go ahead.
We sell an adjustable eyewear retainer made from stainless steel or monofilament. They can adjust right up to your head, so your cables are nice and secure. Your glasses are not sliding down your nose or falling off your face. Traditionally, people have worn a neoprene strap or a rope or a chain. Our product's low profile, discreet, functional, and it's very nice under helmets, hoodies. Doesn't interfere with a life jacket. It's excellent on any type of water sports, biking, curlers, gardeners, firefighters, policemen, everywhere. Our product is extremely functional.
So I'm definitely looking forward to giving this thing a try on the trail. I've got mine. Tim is going to give me a discount code, which I will put on the screen, and I'll also leave it in the description down below. And thanks for being on, Tim.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey guys, another booth at the Toronto Outdoor Adventure Show. This is Red Bear Outdoors, and they have a nice overlanding setup here. They also do some electrical and solar, and this is Matt. And he's going to just take us through a little bit of their setup and also talk about some of the services they offer here in the Toronto area.
Thanks for the introduction. Yeah, we do an array of different installs and services for your vehicles and camping needs. So a quick little overview of our setup here. We have full setup by Alu-Cab on the top of the Jeep. It's starting with their Gen 3R tent. This is their more expedition level tent. You do have the optional backrest inside the tent as well as a drop-down table. You want to have a quick peek in there. It's a very comfortable tent, sleeps 2 people. I've spent multiple nights in there, even in the winter time, and it does a great job of insulating, especially if you have some sort of portable heater. This tent is a full aluminum construction, inside and out. You do have the option of putting roof bars on top of the tent to carry additional storage and traction boards, for example. On the far side there, we have an awning attached to the tent, so it's going to provide you with a lot more coverage at your campsite, especially if it's raining and if you want to do some cooking at the back of your Jeep. We don't always work on big trucks like this. We do smaller vehicles like your RAV4s, your Subarus, as long as you have some sort of rack system from factory that can support additional crossbars. You're pretty much set up to have any sort of lightweight rooftop tent on it. So feel free to check us out at redbearoutdoors.ca or at our shop in Toronto at 55 McCormick Street. Enjoy the show.
I'm with Ian Holmes, who's with Johnson and Eureka. And little story, my first tent was a Eureka. Actually, I still have it. It's a 3-man tent and, well, gosh, it's got to be 35, 40 years old.
Wow.
I finally had a little tear in it, which I need to repair, but the thing actually still works. And I mean, I camped in it a ton. So I love Eureka stuff. They have a couple of neat options that you could potentially look at for covering the picnic table. Up here in Canada, we need that because there's a lot of bugs in the spring and in the early summer. And so having a screened-in shelter over your picnic table is great. So Ian, if you could kind of show us your 2 shelters.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, with Eureka, we do a variety of different shelters. And yeah, you mentioned like bugs, absolutely. They're all no-see-um mesh to keep the bugs out, but also to stay out of the sun, stay out of the rain. You know, you can use them for, you know, all those purposes. So we do, I mean, we're starting at the top here. So the Northern Breeze comes in 2 sizes, a 10 by 10, and this one here is 12 feet by 12 feet. Really always has been the top end screen house. So these ones have like an aluminum frame. All the sides are actually fully built on. So you can lower all the sides. There's 2 doors at either end, so you can raise them both up, carry picnic tables in and out really easily. And then the other sides also fully come down, but any of the 4 sides can actually go up into a full awning as well. So that's the expansion zipper, so that when you actually have this out as an awning, that gives you room, you know, for the awning. We actually do have optional floors. If you want to clip a floor in as well, you know, not necessary. If you have a picnic table, you're cooking, you don't have to have it, but some people like to have that protection as well.
Cool.
So yeah, as I say, Northern Breeze was at the top end. And then we do have, you know, a little bit more price conscious. So this guy here is called a no bug zone. It actually comes in 2 versions. They're identical sizes and everything. This one's called the 3-in-1, and you can actually use the top fly as a shelter on its own. So if you only do want a sun shelter, you can have that up on its own. Or you can also, there's options. You can get walls that clip on the inside of it, and an optional floor as well. So this guy having this additional awning on top, you actually get all the venting through the roof as well. So if you do add the side walls and you lose your ventilation on the side walls, you're still getting ventilation through the top. So the other one doesn't have a removable top. It's actually built on. So it's even less money because there's not as many options. And quite frankly, if you're adding the sidewalls, often you only have one down because the wind's coming one direction, or you have that annoying neighbor in the campsite next to you. So, you know, if you don't have all 4 walls on, you don't have the ventilation problem either. But yeah, some, you know, great options, yeah, for all price points.
Do you need the floor for bug protection or?
No, not really. They all have it's called a sod cloth. So it comes a little bit up under, so you can pile a bit of dirt on or something. Wind can blow it. It's pretty good though, like, you know, keeping bugs out. So the floor itself wouldn't really help with bug protection.
Yeah.
Keeping the doors zip closed, coming in and out really quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll keep the bugs out. But yeah.
Cool. And they're both good in like a rainstorm.
Yes. Yeah. When there are seams up above on the inside, they're all factory taped. So the tape seaming, and it's all polyurethane coatings. Lots of
Perfect. And what's the show price for this one?
So I have no memory retention. So this, as I say, is two options. So the base one, show price is $195 plus tax, and this guy here with the additional options are $265 plus tax, and then the floor and the walls are additional as well if you choose to do those options.
Yeah.
So,
And let's just go check the price on the big one.
Yeah,
too.
exactly. So just to give the perspective, the difference. So these guys here, are, regularly you're going from $750 and $850. At the show this year, they're $525 and $595.
I mean, with the floor, you could almost use this as a tent though, right?
Yeah, I mean, my brother-in-law was in the OPP, and they actually bought a bunch, and they use them as command centers. So for lost hikers and that, they could set up all their computer work and stuff like that. They're the Northern Breeze is, I will say, bomb-proof, which is, but they're going to keep you dry and safe. Yeah, awesome.
All right, so that's the Eureka booth at the Outdoor Adventure Show here in Toronto. It's at the International Center. I'll leave a link in the description for a discount for tickets to the show. And thanks a lot, Ian. Appreciate it.
Pleasure.